What is up, guys? It's your boy Kagi back at it again with a new interview here on Xenon.xyz/KagiJan. After this interview is over, we're gonna upload it on YouTube. So if you're watching live, thank you guys for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you comment. This is one of the best RTSs right now in Web3, and we're gonna interview the founder of Wild Forest. The Wild Forest is building alongside with the Ronin network, so NFTs, tokens, and all of that good stuff is going to be powered by the Running Network. So we're gonna find out everything we need to know about Wild Forest, the founder, the team, and what brings them to this ecosystem. Andy, right? I'm getting the name right.
Yeah, Andrew.
Andrew. All right, perfect. Hey, man, thank you for doing this interview. I appreciate your time. I know you're short on time, so let's get started with the first kind of question. What inspired you to start a gaming company? Because I know you have another game called Mushrooms too. It has millions of views on YouTube. I've been watching. I'm like, damn, this is kind of an interesting game. And now you're building another game, Wild Forest, using Web3 tech. So tell me a little bit more about you and all of that.
Yeah, okay. Basically, obviously, it was a long way. So I was thinking about making the game when I was about 7, not 17, 7 years old, when I played my NES, Mario or Darkwing Duck, something like of the earlier games. I think, yeah, I want to make games. And later at high school, I fell in love with real-time strategy games. I was like almost the pro player of StarCraft, or the first StarCraft. Later, also play a lot about in second StarCraft, and I was always dreaming to make games. So I did a lot of small indie games like shareware games, casual games, but it was all in like early 2001, 2004, maybe something like this. And once the mobile era came, we decided to make a company focused on mobile games. And we selected with my partners and co-founders. I have like two more co-founders. We are all on the same page and we're synced. And our strategy was that we love strategy games and we want to bring real-time strategy games to the platforms where they are sort of unusual. And we started not, by the way, with mobile. Our first game, Mushroom Wars, was released on PlayStation 3. And we took the challenge to make real RTS playable on gamepad. And then, yeah, it was like Mushroom Wars 2 that was a huge success. And Mushroom Wars 1 also was a huge success, by the way, on um, PlayStation 3. Uh, but the idea was that we hopped into the free-to-play train pretty late. So in 2015, we started to work on our first free-to-play game on mobile, and we released it in 2016. And basically, that was the problem because we understand that if we started to work with free-to-play much earlier, we might be much more successful
Look at how
on
many
the
men.
market and more competitive. So when I will like constantly monitoring what's happening with new technologies and etc. So I was precisely looking into Web3 and blockchain games, and in the end, uh, maybe a year and a half ago, I spotted that okay, seems that all scammers are finally died. And on the other hand, some big companies like Ubisoft and other companies are starting to. I got some insight that they are starting to work with NFTs. So I thought, okay, maybe that's the right moment for smaller game development companies like mine to hop on this train and be among pioneers. Uh, Before such big companies like Ubisoft or Activision or whatever came to this market. So we
Mm-hmm.
better not to repeat our mistake that we made with free-to-play games and be not like running behind the train, but be in the first
In the forefront.
wagons. Yeah, on the cutting edge
In the car.
of this.
On the cutting edge. Okay, look, right here we're showing your previous game, which is this one's Mushroom 2. People can see it on the screen. I don't know if you can see it, but it doesn't matter. If we look through YouTube, this game has millions of views. And if we're talking about like 10 months ago, even 10 months ago, there is tournaments and stuff like that that has 1.1 million views. So you have seen success. You understand success. You have felt it. How do you deal with this success? You know, like because games go up and down. How is this game doing right now? You know, in the back end, are people still playing it?
Well,
Like, you know.
yeah. It's already how it's like 6 or 7 years, I believe, since the release of the game, and the community is still growing. We have like millions and millions of downloads. I don't remember exactly, but we have around 17 millions of downloads of the whole like Mushroom Wars franchise, and we have like a lot of players. But this is not like the same type of players as the Web3.
Mm-hmm.
These are more like casual players. For instance, our Discord consists only maybe 30K uh, users there. That is very small for the game that have like has millions of downloads. That's because it's like different type of players. They just play like few minutes a day for fun, but only like we calculated that only 2% of them are very competitive to participate in tournaments and in Discord and etc. So the game like have consistent revenue stream. It allows us to develop like new games, and when we developed Mushroom Wars, we were thinking about like simplifying this strategy approach as much as possible. But for Wild Forest, we decided to go a little bit further. So the concept of Mushroom Wars was like to make possible to play RTS on mobile, and it was more like a tower defense game.
Mm-hmm.
Even it is not exactly tower defense, but it's a little bit kind of similar. Maybe tower offense is more correct. And but for Wild Forest, we said, okay, we want to fit Warcraft 3 into a single screen, and this is the concept we started to
It's
work
so
with on
good,
this
man.
game.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And obviously, game is more deep and more complicated than Mushroom Wars. Also, that's why we decided to make it Web3 game, because on regular mobile market, I believe it could be a little bit more hardcore than it should be for like millions players. But with Web3 markets, it's sort of different because I see the like more hardcore players, and you don't need millions of players to be successful on Web3. This is like also a big thing.
right. No, but even this type of games, here's the thing: people are accustomed for games like Clash of Clans, and there's many others that are similar to this, that are RTS, that they have clan wars, they have different game modes like that, and people are spending millions of dollars there. Even though, like, and they have millions of downloads as well, so there is a potential once gamers kind of understand this is kind of the same. It's just kind of you kind of see the ownership and you can trade items. I mean, I have seen videos of Clash of Clans, people spending 200K, like literally, in tokens within the Clash of Clan ecosystem, but they can't do anything with that. Like they buy something, but
Yeah,
it's only
yeah.
there. They can't trade it, and even if they
By the
level it
way,
up, yeah. Go
in
ahead.
Mushroom Wars, we got a lot of requests from players who wanted to gift, or like not gift, sell their progression in the game to some other players. So we know that there is a demand from players who like spent years with game. They don't want to lose anything. They obviously want to feel that they have like built something during this year, and this has like real value. And yeah, this is also why I believe Web3 could have a real potential future for gaming. And my personal opinion is, if we all won't fail, it depends really of all of us in currently in all of us Web3 pioneers, let's say. So like in next 5 years, like every game will have NFTs or
Yeah,
sort of in it. This is
100%.
what I think. Yeah. But it depends right now. If like we do like good games, we won't be scammers or something like this.
Hmm.
Everything will be like going in this direction.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Everything will be Web3, and then basically we won't be calling Web3 or Web2 or whatever. It's gonna be like it's just gonna be standard. It's gonna be the standard. It's gonna be the
Yeah,
norm.
usual thing, common thing, absolutely.
Yeah. The reason I separate these things today is to let people know that if it's Web3, you can trade some type of items. If it's Web2, you basically can't, right? So that's really why I separate it. And I don't like developers that try to say, no, it's just games. No, it's not just games. We can't just fuse ourselves together with Fortnite because I spent $2,000 in Fortnite and I can't sell my items. So it is not just games. This is Web3 games. Web3 games means that you can trade, right? Once everybody opens up the floodgates and we can trade in every single game, whether it's skins, whether it's tokens or whatever, there's going to be a spectrum. Then we can call everything just games, right? Because that's going to be the standard. The idea here is to make a clear separation so that we know that we're in a different type of industry right now. Later on, it's going to be normal. Now, let's jump into a little bit more of your game, bro, because I read the white paper. And the white paper is very, very interesting. One of the things that interests me the most is Clan Wars. How will Clan Wars going to work? Because I know you're going to have this NFT called Zeppelin. This Zeppelin NFT is going to allow you to have 50 players in your clan. Obviously, you can have many Zeppelin NFTs. You can also rent this NFTs as well. But is this going to be limited? Are the battles going to be PvP or actual real time in a big ass map, kind of like Clash of Clans, or more
Well,
like yeah? Go ahead.
yeah, to be honest, we haven't yet nailed down how clans will look like. Maybe like so obviously we want a clan to have like sort of their land or their castle or whatever they can build together. This is a smart thing. I personally wanted it in Mushroom Wars so much, but unfortunately it was very hard to implement in Mushroom Wars after the release already. So here we want to have something like this, and I think we'll have two stages. One stage will be that some sort of asynchronous battles where you need to set up the defense of your land or castle or whatever, and other players can attack it, and you'll just see the results. And on the other hand, there will be obviously there will be simultaneous PvP battles between clans player. I believe that we will do 2v2 battles, and there will be some sort of some 2v2 battles in a row, clan versus clan, and based on some sort of small tournament between clans, I would say so. And based on the result, we will like
See what
calculate
happens.
the clan board leaderboard or something like this. Yeah, but this part with clan is not yet nailed down. We will do clans after the release according to our plan. So we'll release without clans. We'll accumulate first of all enough players, and then later I think it will be like some sort of second half of the next year. Only then we will release clans. So it's like pretty long way until it.
That's fine. Yeah, I see the roadmap. I think the roadmap is pretty clear. Now, in terms of pricing, how are you looking? Actually, let's take it back a little bit. Monetization. How are you looking at monetizing this game, and how do you flow some of that monetization back into the players? Obviously, we have the token. I have read a little bit about the token. You don't want to give this token out too simple. You don't want to just play and get the token, play and get the token, because obviously you get bought it. You get this sell pressure all the time. So it's more like you have to grind to get this token, and this token allows you to buy different things within the
Yeah,
marketplace and do
yeah.
different stuff. So how are you thinking about this? What's your idea with the tokens?
Well, in general, we our idea is to mix Web 2 and Web 3. Basically, you already said correct that in future there will be no difference, but right now I think it will be much clearer if I say that we will have regular in-apps in game as well. So, for instance, uh, our main value are like NFT cards of the units, and you'll need to upgrade them to have like the more rare NFT cards with perks and obviously more stats to compete with higher ranks and so on. But you need to grind these NFT cards. And the main source of this is Battle Pass, like the same as Fortnite or some like any other modern game, I believe. But this Fortnite could be purchased right now. You can't do it, but in future it could be purchased only like for regular in-app purchase. And through this premium part of this battle pass, you will be able to grind some tokens and some NFT units. On the free pass, there will be some NFT units, but there will be no tokens.
Mhm.
Or maybe very, very less. I don't know. We don't have like the final balance, but I suggest we don't have like tokens on the free part. And also, you always could buy tokens directly if you want them. But we believe that we will spin the economy through battle pass most of all, and you will need to like in the end the idea is to also to spin the secondary market where players will sell their NFT units and like purchase the units, the other NFT units they require to make their deck more powerful. So this
Mm.
is our intention, and we believe that we could round the circle, and this like whole monetization loop will work correctly, because other approach they are more like pyramids, and pyramids they they will end at some point, and
Mhm.
so game won't be able to live like through decade with the pyramid economic inside. So we decided to go this way. This is more like web 2 way, but with NFTs, I would say so. I don't know. I hope this will work, but we don't know yet.
I like your
Basically,
approach. You're experimenting. I like that you're honest like that, because that is what we need. Well, we don't know. We gotta put it to work. We gotta see. We gotta iterate. We have to see how players react. How do they sell? How do they buy? You have to see this data. I mean, nobody has the answers truly. So I like your approach. Let me ask you something. So I read that you can upgrade your NFTs, your units, right? You upgrade your units and you could do it with the wild token, but you can also do it free with the gold tokens that you get.
yeah,
So
exactly.
there's two ways to go about it. If you're a free player, you can actually
No, no, no.
upgrade, right?
There is like with when you upgrade units with tokens, you like upgrade the rarity. It's a little bit different,
Mm,
and so within this rarity, you have levels of unit that could be upgraded with gold. So you can constantly progression.
got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. So if I level up my stuff, if I upgrade it, I can go and sell it in the market as well, right? Already upgraded with all the
Yeah.
stats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Already upgraded. Already. And the very like important thing is that when you upgrade to the highest tier, I don't remember exactly how it calls the highest rarity. A unit will get perk, and when you like do another upgrade, unit will get another perk. But this perk is random, and the idea is that. Um, each unit could be combined with some specific perks to like unleash the power, the nature of this unit. And obviously, players will want to have such good combinations. So, but you'll need to iterate this upgrade. So, for instance, if you have a unit with a good perk and another perk is not good, with the second upgrade, you can say, okay, leave this perk, but this perk like change randomly again, and finally you'll get the perfect combination, at least what you think will be a perfect
Yeah,
combination
because
for
there's
you.
billions,
And
right? It's billions
yeah,
of
and such
combinations.
it's
Yeah.
such yeah, and such units will be like very, very expensive. So if you like grind and makes these NFT units, you could sell it for, I hope, thousand of dollars. But well, I don't know how it will work in the end.
Yeah,
But should
people put
work
the
like this.
price. Yeah.
Basically we have in Mushroom Wars the same concept, because in Mushroom Wars you have hero. You can spend like, I don't know exactly, but you can spend a year like upgrading your hero, finding and crafting artifacts that will enforce its hero specifically for this hero. And players are very, very proud then they have like upgraded hero with the good set of artifacts on this. But in Mushroom Wars you can't sell it. But if you imagine if it would be possible to sell it at secondary market, obviously there will be a huge demand. There will be a lot of players who are ready to pay for such heroes.
Yeah.
because for instance in Martian Wars the cost of artifact is like near $1,000 you need to put inside to get only one cool artifact, but for hero you need several. So such heroes, like if you like go like pay to win road, not like grinding road, so you need to pay a few $1,000s to have the same thing, or you need to grind like through year or maybe even more to get the same thing for free.
Got it. Okay, now let's jump into a little bit more juicy stuff that has to do with Web3. What made you choose Ronin? How did you find Ronin? How did you say, hey, you know what? Let me talk to this team. Do you know about Axie? Like, do you know about, what happened to them with the hack? Like, how do you end
Well,
up being here, you know?
basically, I think I'm on one hand very lucky. On the other hand, okay, well, we have a success in past and we are professional developers, so we are not like no name guys. And maybe this works all together. For example, Axis are the game that changed my perspective about Web3 game. Before Axis, like before I knew about Axis, I haven't heard them at the release. So I heard first of them, I believe, in 2019 maybe, or 2020, something like this. 2019 I believe. This was the first game that makes me thinking, okay, there are real good games on Web3, not only scammers.
Yeah.
And I was looking for this game, and of course Sky Mavis got a huge success. So I understood that they're like best of the best on the market. So obviously, when we tried to go to blockchain, we talked about with a lot of partners and some networks. I don't want to name them, but some networks
Don't. It's
wants
fine.
us very much. But at some point, we were able to reach Skymaris, and we just showed them the game, and they instantly got an interest. They said, "Oh, okay, we are like searching the games for like Web3 for our platform, and like we already went through few hundred games." And selected like few of them, and seems your game is also good. And we, oh yeah, it's our chance. So we started cooperation, and that's it because I believe Ronin is like the best network for games. It's like there is no choice anyway. So the question why we selected is like it's pretty ridiculous. There is no other options like Polygon. No, I don't think so. I think the Ronin is like the best of the best currently,
Yeah,
and the
currently I agree.
infrastructure they are working on right now, I know like as a developer is also like best of the best because we talked with like other networks and they don't have such infrastructure that
and,
helps like a lot.
and the community, which is important. Like, it's
Of
incredible.
course, of course.
No, 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 no. What you said is obviously it's part of the package, right? Like the tech, the experience, everything, and then on top of that, because there's others that have tech experience or whatever, but then on top of that, they have a community that actually cares about the games that are coming in. And as soon as something comes in, they're gonna support it. So this is huge for you guys. You guys are coming in with a community like already packed up. Although you guys know how to build a community, and that is my next question. We're reaching the end here, so won't take too much of your time. How do you plan to go to market here and attract new players? Because Web3 is not a
uh,
marketing strategy, right? So
yeah, yeah.
previously, how do you do it? How do you take a
Well,
mobile game in a competitive market and hit it big? Like, what's the strategy here?
mm, well, I don't believe that the same approach as for Web 2 basically like works here well, to be honest. So how we did it like for our Web 2 games? Like for instance, for Mushroom Wars, we went to Gamescom. On Gamescom, like we showed like the game. We go like send press releases, and at the some point we like release the game and start user acquisition. Basically, this is how it works. Oh, by the way, also for Mushroom Wars, for instance, we talked with like Apple, and Apple gave us like promotion for free, and Google as well. Basically that's it. And after it, game starts to get organic traffic more and more and more and more, and like word of mouth, so it's getting more players, some streamers and so on. For Web3, I think this is a little bit different, because for Web3 you need to build the community before the release of the game, because you need some foundation. You can't like release the game without this foundation. This is why I believe there are a lot of like airdrops in other game community sales and etc. So you need to have some foundation, some players already with NFTs, with some assets, and only then you can release the game and like do kind of the same approach as that for Web 2. This is how I can see it, and that's why we started with building community. So we did the announcement. Before this announcement, no one literally knows about the game, and we didn't work on community development at all. So we just started from the like blank list. And next, I believe it will, like, after the alpha stage, there will be like closed beta, then open beta, and then release. Maybe like we'll skip closed beta, we'll just jump into open beta. But open beta like won't have the real progress. It will be still some sort of test net only thing. But during this wave, we will plan to develop community. Basically, that's it. And on release, we will do user acquisition. So we'll try to make a bridge between Web 2 to Web 3. This is my intention because, well, I know Web 2 market very well. So I want to take like best parts of both worlds and finally try to make like the future, where is no difference between Web 2 and Web 3. This is what I will try to do. So you won't need like a wallet to start playing the game. So you can just start to play like a regular game, and you got NFT rewards. But at some point, if you want to get these NFT rewards, you just like connect a wallet, and here you are.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So basically, first it's like account bound, and then if you want to mint out, then you gotta go through the kind of like go through the process of learning. Like, oh, okay, I need to get a wallet or whatever. It's probably gonna get easier with the wallets too. Email connected to a wallet. Not everybody wants to have a hard wallet, right? And sign transactions every single time. I think it's gonna be much easier later on. I definitely gonna keep my hard wallet always because I'm a maxi of crypto, and that is the best way to keep it safe. But anyways, thank you,
I
Andrew.
think for casual, by the way, for casual players, like if we will attract players from Web 2, and they are not planning to store like very expensive assets on their wallets, I don't think there is need to do things such complicated. So I believe what Schemais is working on right now could be like a good solution for such players.
Absolutely, man. One last question: is there gonna be any rewards for alpha players? Because I'm putting a lot of time into this game.
Well, sorry, not for alpha players. Maybe we'll. I'm not sure, but maybe we just give some small rewards for everyone who participated in
Like a
alpha.
skin or
But
something,
it will
you know?
something like not very expensive. Yeah, something like this. Just maybe some sort of avatar frame that will be only for people who played the alpha. Something like this. Very minor, but to award somehow. But for beta, we'll do like it more proper way. So for beta player, there will be like, so we already are working on the game balance, and beta will be with real working leaderboards with almost like the release balance of the game and progression as well. And on our side, we will try to get a lot of data to adjust these balancing things. But on player side, they can just progress without spending any money and buying NFTs. But their like leaderboards rating, according to where they are in this leaderboard, will be converted to some valuable NFT rewards later on release. This is what we are planning to do.
No, no, okay. No, I can't help it right now. I can't help it. The one last question, because if I don't do it now, it's gonna be never. How are you looking at esports? Because I look at Age of Empires esports, and it's actually insane. These people are so smart. like I wish I was this smart, to be honest. But I played Age of Empires literally growing up. That was like the game that my math teacher used to take us to play. Like he used to skip the class and say, "We're not doing any class today. We're gonna go play we're gonna go play Age of Empires," and it was the best math lesson in the world because it's all about economy, it's all about managing resources, it's all about being quick, and balancing time, resources, and all that good stuff. Have you ever played Age of Empires? Number one, and number two, how do you see esports for this game? Because I see so much potential in this. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, yeah. Okay. About Age of Empires, well, I played Age of Empires 2 a lot.
Two, yeah, the
When
best
it,
one.
it when it was released, it was like the same era as StarCraft, as far as I remember. Similar, but well, I personally loved StarCraft much more because it's like more intensive, and Age of Empires more about economies, like
Mm-hmm.
closer to civilization, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I'm not exactly the fan of the Age of Empires, but I respect this game. It's really, really a
Well,
masterpiece.
StarCraft is
So
huge in esports too. It's insane.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we already been in sports, and we kind of are there. So Mushroom Wars was part of ESL at the release. Before we
What?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we got tournaments on ESL, and at some point they even wanted to do a LAN in I don't, maybe Krakow or somewhere. So where the StarCraft tournaments take place, they wanted to do like small tournament the same dates where StarCraft tournament take place, just like in between of StarCraft matches. But unfortunately for us, we as developers we need to pay for that a lot of money, and we were not ready to do it. And later, game got some pay to win mechanics, Mushroom Wars, I mean, and ESL like removed us from their list because of this pay to win mechanics. But from release at 2016, we've been in ESL unless 2018 or 2019 with Mushroom
Mm-hmm.
Wars. And even if you Google, if you just type in YouTube Mushroom Wars offline tournament or Mushroom Wars LAN tournament, I believe you will find something. There should be a video, uh, or if you want, I can find myself and drop you in Discord.
I see it here.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you were saying before everything cropped out that you guys are thinking about esports for this game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As I said, like Mushroom Wars is sort of a sport. It was on ESL, and we got like tournaments like this, and like pro players we have in the game, and we obviously we understand how it's possible to make an esports game, and we were thinking about Wild Forest as a sports game from the foundation. But of course, to become an esports, first it should have enough players. So I think right after release, maybe even on beta stage, we'll do the first tournament of the game and see how it goes. And later we can like develop with the sports like it was for Mushroom Wars. This particular tournament held place during the COVID, so we were not able to invite a lot of people. Yeah, but it was all like streaming in like 3 countries with like 3 language simultaneous translation, and there were some another streams as well. So I hope that Wild Forest will have the same bright future and tournaments and a lot of fun.
Nice,
But
nice.
well, obviously, yeah, I we need help of current alpha and soon beta testers to polish and shape the game before the release.
The good thing about this type of games when it comes to esports is that the age doesn't matter that much. You can have people all kinds of ages. When you're looking at something like Call of Duty, Valorant, or CSGO, it's very mentally and physically draining to your hands, eye coordination. But for this type of games, you can see that all kinds of ages can participate. So I'm really excited to see this.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah,
I believe the game should be like bigger than Mushroom Wars
yeah, it
because
will
this is
be.
how it should work.
It will be. I can feel it, man. I can feel it. I feel like you might have by end of Q 2024. Well, by end of 2024, you might have a couple million players if the game is fully out according to roadmap, right? Maybe it
Yeah.
could take a little bit, or who knows? You never know. It's development at the end of the day. Man, thank you for this time. I really appreciate it. Any last words that you might wanna give to some other developers out there that are building mobile games and also wanting to come to Web3? Let us know. Let us know some words of encouragement for those that are grinding from the bottom up, like you did.
Okay, like as I said, for players, I want to thank everyone who participated in Alpha, and we really value their feedback. So please don't be shy, send us more feedback. And for developers, I can say that like don't afraid of Web3, because at first, to be honest, I was afraid. I thought that it was like it is too complicated for developers. It's like very unknown ground. But I think a lot of developers are thinking the same way. So don't be afraid. Find a good partner and go into this like undiscovered land of the future. And I personally was really surprised how friendly the community, especially the Sky Mavis, the Ronin community is, because compared to be honest, to very toxic community of regular free-to-play games, I'm really surprised how how friendly the Ronin community is.
They
So
are. They are
it's
pretty
also a big
friendly.
thing.
They're pretty friendly. I participate in the toxic part a lot of the times because that's just kind of how I am. But I also participate in the good side of the community as well. Help people out. Most of my videos in Axie were basically tutorials. I never really talk crap in my videos, but when I'm streaming, it's another thing because that's where I'm real me, right? So yeah, the Sky Mavis community it's a really nice community. Overall, it's a really nice community. But like any other community, there's goods, there's bads, but overall, the best community out here in Web3 as of today. And I can tell you that because I've been here for a while. So you chose the right spot, man. And thank you for your words. I know a lot of developers are going to appreciate this. Some developers have even been out there. They say it. They're like, okay, like, is this going to work for us? I don't know. Or they back out. They take out the Web3 side of things because they're scared that Web2 is going to talk crap about them. And it's like, well, when you're in a new industry, you have to either embrace it or not embrace
By
it.
the way, the community of Martian World accept pretty good our Web3 approach. So at least we didn't get
Backlash.
some sort of toxic. Yeah. They are not like maybe super enthusiastic about this, but they say, okay, release the game, we'll see, we'll play it. Okay, and if peace, you say it, okay.
All right, man. Thank you so much for your time again. I appreciate it. You have a nice day, and I hope to meet you one day, and keep picking your mind in the process of this development of Web3 because you guys, the Web2 experience is very very important here, especially when you come with an open mind like you have. So I appreciate that, man. Much love.
Okay. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.